for me, I was a light-skinned guy. You punch me, I bruise these. I can't take too many punches. You know what I mean? I remember trading my gold chain, man, for 2 things. You know what I mean? Like, and my man put me up on the game, though. My man put me up on the game. He like, shit, bro, you can take that chain and get a knife. Huh? I can get what? Man, this chain. Yeah, I think I'm gonna swap that out. You know what I'm saying? And that was that reality. And that was that reality when you wake up, when you go to sleep. I want a lawyer. I don't know nothing. Right. Anybody own the business, I asked for a lawyer for a couple of days. Lawyer came, my mother retained, they sent the lawyer home. Yeah, sent the lawyer home. And ultimately, a guy would say that I confessed to him while I was in the jail.
And that's not true?
No, not at all. Not at all. And later on, he would come to say that he was being dishonest on behalf of their prompting because he had been working as an agent for them for quite some time. And that he had other people that he had done this with. Charles Wilson, so let's get to the business. Charles Wilson, he's incarcerated. He's serving a natural life. Matter of fact, a second-degree sentence, which is natural life. Why? Because they ain't paroled him. Why? He been locked up 40 years. So to me, second degree, first degree life, life is life is life. If you serving and they ain't letting you go. Same guy testified against me, testified against him. So the same guy testified against me, testified against him like 11 years before he testified against me. And keep this in mind, when he testified against me, he said he never did nothing like this before. He had no police contact, no relationship, none of the such. Prosecutors say he's never met nobody like this man before. So now, by this man's own admission, he was trained and he worked with them people, the police. He was trained and he worked with the prosecutors. So I asked Wayne County Prosecutor Office, why is it that Charles Wilson not released? Conviction Integrity Unit can work. Why is Charles Wilson not released? Same man testified against me, testified against him. He's in there, they got the wrong guy under the wrong name, so the social security numbers don't match. You know you got the wrong person. So now again, back to it, right? We live our life, we go through hell on earth, right? For what reason? My reason is to tell them that it's somebody else that's locked up for crimes they didn't commit. Other people that's old as heck, and they could be productive citizens as far as at least being role models and good words. Because these same type of people who helped to elevate me when I was a young person growing up in hell on earth. So, though I think some of those people should have a second opportunity, a chance, so I be that voice. And people who got, I knew one guy got 8 years for snatching a purse. I knew another guy got 40 years for snatching the purse. Snatch the purse, snatch the purse. Both is bad, but why do one person get 8 years and why do one person get 40 years?
Is it based behind their criminal record though? Like
well, in this instance, they both, I had no crimes previously.
That's crazy.
Yeah, neither one of them had crimes previously, right?
Was one black and one different race?
Yeah, that did happen in that fashion, right? So I did see a person get 8 years and another person get 40 years for the same crime, because armed robbery is a floater. You feel me? And the only difference between armed robbery, like a screwdriver, I know people did 25, 30 years for having a screwdriver in their pocket.
That's crazy.
Not for brandishing the screwdriver, not for swinging the screwdriver, not for having it in their possession. In the commission of telling somebody whatever they told them.
Oh, they threatened.
Absolutely. But I get like, crime is bad. It's all bad, right? But you know what I found out that it's really bad. It's really, really bad when it affects you, right? But when just your family and your family that committed crimes against somebody else, we be coming up with excuses to why they need a second chance. And with me, it's like, you know what I'm saying, down the middle, I got to be fair and balanced on both ends.
Yeah, man. And saying that, so after they deny you the lawyer, you in jail. Was this your first time like going through that, like being locked up?
Yeah, like I hadn't really been through nothing like that before, bro. You know, like when you growing up, you had brush ins, people run from the police, you know, neighborhood type of stuff. But down here, and I'm down here, and I'm in custody, and they got me in this wooden room, sitting down here for hours. And they got me up in this slab, in this holding cell, and I can't sleep. You know, people coming to me trying to pry me for information about something that I know nothing about. You know, no, that was my first time going through something like that. But I knew that I hadn't done nothing. So what is it for me to say? I don't know nothing. What can I say? I don't know nothing. And that experience.
And evidently, I mean, on the outside looking in, it sounds like the person who they linked you to never came forward.
Who? Oh, he got locked up as well. He served 4 months.
He served 4 months?
Yeah, he did 4 months and his case was dismissed. No, they said that he couldn't be identified based on the card. See, remember, I was identified on his card.
And you said in a walk or something like that?
Yes, my walk was based on his card. So if they never see the card, they can never say that it was a walk. All the inferences that they made that the police is alleging, because we keep in mind, these is all alleged, all police, like all this information is popo. You know what I mean? So what is to say that they're gonna tell the truth? They didn't lie on me and put me in prison. They didn't reward the people that's involved in it. But this is what they allege that they use to get to why they put me doing what they doing to me.
So what do you decide to do? Obviously you didn't plead out, you took it to trial.
Yes.
How long was the trial? How did that whole process pan out?
3 days.
They convicted you in 3 days?
In 3 days, melted me, man. And like, so,
damn.
The guy who testified against me, he had involvement in the system before, so he knew just how to go about it, like he had did it before. So communicating to the jury, persuading the judge, like hit all the mannerism of somebody who would be believable, but he really out hurting somebody. You know what I mean? Like he been weaponized by them. He been given information by them.
Yeah.
So me, like, I don't have my defense. I didn't do nothing. I don't know nothing. I was at home. But you got other people with information about just something, even if it ain't accurate, it's something, and it's enough for the police to use and the prosecutors to use to put me in prison.
No DNA, nothing.
No, bro.
Just all hearsay.
All hearsay.
That's crazy. And they was able to, so it sounds like your lawyer didn't do a good, well, they was already bent on getting you convicted for the crime.
Yeah, but no, like the lawyer, the prosecutor, both of them was, the prosecutor was in on it. So I don't know if the lawyer was in on it or not. Right. I know he didn't do the best job. He didn't do a job that I would have did it if I represented him, or I believe that I would have did if I represented him.
And how old are you at the time?
18 going to 19.
So what is the judge, what goes through your mind when the judge sentenced you to life?
I couldn't believe it. Like, I remember when the jury came back and found me guilty, asking him what they say. You know, asking my attorney, and him pushing back though. Like from the table, him feeling like I'm finna do something to him maybe, and he want to get his distance, but I'm just asking because I'm in shock, like I can't believe it. Because one, I ain't did nothing to nobody. Like no matter what then took place right here, if this man is believable up here to y'all, then shame on y'all, because I'm telling y'all he's lying and this didn't happen. I ain't confessed to him. I ain't confessed to no police. See, the police, I made a statement. They said I didn't read it, I didn't write it, and I didn't sign it.
Man.
Huh? I made a statement, or did you make a statement? Because if I didn't read it, and I didn't write it, and I didn't sign it, and you saying you misplaced it in somebody else's file for 5 or 6 months, and then you allege to find it later on at the exact same time when this guy is saying that I confessed to him in the jail, and they go in lockstep with each other. It's all part of the play. It's all part of the plan. And see why I was locked up, bro? Was even the worstest part, right? Let's get to worse. They put out memorandums. They put out memorandums. The prosecutor office, bro. They put out memos describing a behavior which was being exhibited by the Detroit police, something that they was doing that the prosecutor office did not like. They was against it vehemently, but some of their prosecutors had been down what was taking place with the Detroit police. And they said that if these guys, these jailhouse snitches, had really gave testimony and it was false, then it was a federal violation and we was entitled to automatic reversals, prompt reversals. You don't hear about documents that read this way, that's put out by a prosecutor's office. So what they did not do was, and his words was to watch out for these cases when they come across their desk, where they had jailhouse snitches. They'd be highly scrutinized. Well, my appeal came right across their desk and they did nothing. They do nothing. They just left me in there. They just left me in there. You know.
Man, did they ever offer you a plea deal?
A plea deal, yeah, early on, yeah, they was talking some years, some 20 years.
20 years?
Some they offered me like that, Yeah, they offered me, and they maybe even offered me less than that at a point. But it was like, bro, I ain't did nothing. You know, me and my mama, we sat down, we talked about it. She said, Mama, I ain't did nothing to nobody. You know, she said, baby, you gotta, I'm with you. Like, shit, we rode it. We rode it. You know, I wasn't going there and say I did nothing I ain't do, bro. I ain't do nothing to nobody. You feel me? Like I say, man, my mama, she was with me then, and like she with me now, and like we went up against the whole system. And it just took us 27 years to come out on top.
Man, how was your experience in prison? Like, with you not having exposure to that type of life, you said you had a 9 to 5, you just got thrown into some BS, and unfortunately, they decided to convict you. You know what I'm saying? So your life changes, and this is a whole new world. Like, what was that like, man, getting adjusted to that new reality?
All right, so growing up, man, I went to a lot of these high schools over here and throughout the city. Adjusting was hard, absolutely. But when I got to prison, I went to this school called Redford. I went to this school called Henry Ford. I went to this school called Cooley. I went to Southwestern. I went to St. Hedwig. Like, I went to these different schools that was in the city. So when I got to prison,
right,
for each one of them schools and from each one of these neighborhoods that I had been in on the east side,
you knew people.
I knew people. And like, the reality was, right, in every community, in every neighborhood across the country, it's that tough dude, right? You got a tough dude in every neighborhood, bro. Like, you can't beat that dog, got hands. You hear about it, oh, dog, he the one, he be woo, woo, woo. But when you get to prison, you got a whole bunch of them. So you got to figure out probably another way to be able to maneuver and groove. You know, 'cause for me, I was a light-skinned guy. You punch me, I bruise these. I can't take too many punches. You know what I mean? I remember trading my gold chain, man, for 2 things. You know what I mean? Like, and my man put me up on the game, though. My man put me up on the game. He like, shit, bro, you can take that chain and get a knife. Huh? I can get what? Man, this chain. Yeah, I think I'm gonna swap that out. You know what I'm saying? And that was that reality. And that was that reality when you wake up, when you go to sleep. Like my second day in prison, bro, I walked in the shower and the guy was getting his buns run. Horribly, like, I wouldn't remember sitting on the side of the bunk. I can call a couple guys who was there, bro. Like, when they seen me sitting on the bunk, like, man, what's wrong with dog? They walk around and they see my shower stuff. Then they look like, oh, he ain't know. You feel me? Didn't nobody tell me don't go down there then. That boy be down there on that type of time. So I had been seeing something with scar and just had to go on with my day. And then it was just like coming normal. You look straight. You don't look at nobody else cell. You know, you keep to the letter. You move your groove. 8 months in, they killed a guy named Bill, bro. Stabbed him over his own money. See, I knew that a lot of stuff was real then. Because see, anybody just couldn't go to the store back then. And some people just didn't want to go to the store. So they paid people to go to the store. You know, I ain't gonna lie to you. I could go to the store and the guy gonna pay me $10, $15. Go give me $5 token and give me something to smoke, man, let's run. And when I seen them take dog life about his money, I knew then, like, I knew it was serious. Don't get me wrong, I'm not, like, I had fights, but lots of fights. Like, I know that part was serious, but when I seen somebody lose their life, dog, over what was theirs, then at that moment, it was a whole nother level of it. Because yeah, I can get up, I can go to sleep, I can go to the library, right? But on Thursday though, I could get up and go through that. I can bump dog, and then dog and them can get up on something before me, and then where we at with it, you know? So yeah, that was 8 months in, and it ain't do nothing but get a little bit more rocky before it got better.